What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Frontline Film podcast. Got some exciting stuff for y'all today. Got a trailer reaction, got some news. We're also gonna do a review for Companion, the new like psychological thriller that just came out in theaters. Landon has not gotten around to Severance yet, but I'll quickly react to episode 3 of the new episode of Severance. And yeah, got some good stuff to talk about today. So we'll just jump right into it. The one big trailer that we wanted to talk about, um, and I feel like a lot of trailers for like shows and stuff came out this week, but this is the one that stood out to both of us, and that is the trailer for Sinners, which we have already talked about on this show. But I feel like this is the first like real trailer we've gotten that kind of like, you know, gives you more of like what to expect with the movie. Still doesn't give too much away, but I feel like it's the first like real full trailer that we've gotten, and we got a lot of new like, content from it and everything. And uh the movie looks absolutely incredible. The more I'm seeing of it and the more I'm hearing about it, the more excited I'm getting, and I feel like it's going to be like way better than people are expecting it to be.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know if you saw, but like Christopher Nolan helped Ryan Coogler, like he like taught him how to film it
Huh.
on 65 millimeter. Um, the the composer for the movie, Ludwig Göransson, however
hmm
you say his last name, um, he like hung out on set the whole time. Um, and helped them with things like that regarding the music. Just everything that I'm hearing about this movie is that it's gonna rule. And that new trailer was absolutely sick.
Yeah, dude, it looks insane. Like you said, I mean, getting the help that he's getting from one of our favorite directors, and we love how he shoots the film. Coogler is already awesome. Like he already, uh, in my book, like he is very talented at what he does. I will say that seeing like all the people like in the movie like actually get a little bit of time. Like we see Michael B. Jordan and both of his characters. We see Haley Steinfeld. We see I don't even remember some of the names that, but I can see them in my head. But yeah, seeing a little bit from each character, um, it's very interesting. Like the ending of the trailer is sick. Like one of my favorite parts of the whole trailer is the very end, and Haley Steinfeld looks like, I mean, if you're gonna do like a vampire type movie, especially like a possessed vampire type deal, you're kind of playing two characters. So Michael Jordan might be playing four characters in this freaking movie because he's playing, twin brothers, and one of them we know is going to get bit or turned or whatever the heck is going on in the movie. It looks sick. I'm very excited. It was on your most anticipated draft, so looks good for you
Haha.
right now. Looks good for
Haha.
you. But yeah, I'm super excited. We love Michael B. Jordan. We've seen Michael B. Jordan in the Cougar film, so I mean, dude, I got high expectations for this movie.
Yeah, man. Looks awesome. I'm pretty sure Ryan Coogler like also said like vampires aren't the only
Yeah,
supernatural like thing in the film, so
remember we
kind of
keep
curious
seeing
to
that.
see.
We keep seeing the shot of like the fire, like a little fire tornado in the air, and they're both watching it. So like, what is that gonna be? Like, yeah, multiple either monsters or supernatural entities, or even the devil might. I mean, we have no idea.
Yep. No, that movie looks great. I'm glad I got it on my most anticipated draft. Just continuing to beat you in every draft that we do. So,
Whoa! The Mickey
haha,
17 trailer was sick.
ha
Stop
ha
it.
ha. Yeah, no, it was. So yeah, that's really the only trailer we had to talk about today. But we're both absolutely stoked for that movie. Comes out in April, so not too long of a wait.
Yeah, we
Which
get
is
some
exciting.
like January might have been like kind of slow, but starting February, man, it starts to pick up.
We're gonna have so much stuff to talk about. Even shows and
hmm
big movies are finally coming out. So yeah, got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So. But yeah, that is the new trailer for Sinners. Now we just wanted to get into a couple of news items that have broken over this short week. something that I literally just saw a couple hours ago and put on the outline was that Matthew Lillard is returning as Stu. How do you, it was, is it Mocker? Stu
Mm-hmm.
Mocker
Mm-hmm.
in the new Scream movie, Scream 7. Um, I know that's like kind of been rumored for like the past couple Scream movies that he would make an appearance or reappear. But it was officially like announced today by him that he's going to be in it. So I know I love the Scream movies and I love the newer ones. I know you're more of a fan of the originals. So I'm curious to hear like
Original.
your thoughts first.
Original. Yeah. I don't think I've ever, I may have said it on this podcast, but the first Scream is one of my favorite horror slash slasher movies of all time. I think it just has a, like, it's just really, like, it's cheesy at sometimes. It's like funny at sometimes. It's very like good with the twist when you figure out who the actual killer is, right? And Matthew Lillard like is amazing, and a lot of people remember him for like besides Scream, they remember him for like the Scooby Doo movies. So it's kind of funny to remember like he actually has it in his bag. Like he has that, and he was great as Stu in the original. I'm
Did
with
Stu
you. Like,
die?
huh?
Didn't Stu die though?
We thought he died. I
Didn't the
mean,
TV like fall on him? Was that him?
yeah, so the TV falls on him. But I mean, like he doesn't we don't see it. We guess he died. I mean, he could have easily survived that, I guess. Um I think the only one we really see die is Billy. Like we know for a fact he dies. Uh Billy Loomis. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm super stoked for this. I am curious to see what kind of role he would play. Is it going to be like a flashback type deal, or is he going to be like actually present in the movie? So I'm very curious. Like I said, the first one is just so great to me, and I know that one has like I like the new ones. I like the new ones. I just think the first one is like the best one, and it's not even close, really. Um, but yeah, no, I'm with you, man. It's I saw this right after I saw Companion. Like I got on my phone, looked at Twitter, and I saw this. Um, so yeah, this is some big news. I feel like, especially if you're a fan of the original one, you could see Stu back. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm excited for it too, and I think they also said that Neve Campbell was returning as Sidney Prescott. That kind of comes like after all the controversy with the movie, kind of before it got started. Remember with Melissa Barrera, basically like being removed from it. They said it was scheduling, but I think we both know it wasn't. It was something else. But then after that happened, and Jenna Ortega left the project, so a lot of people were like, "What are they gonna do?" You know, that's what they've set up the last two movies. So, kind of curious to see how they move the story forward, if what characters we're gonna see return, and kind of see how they handle that because I feel like they were. I loved like them two together in the last two movies, and I feel like they were setting up something really cool. So, um, guess we're just gonna have to see, what the writers conjured up to fix that. So,
I also
but
saw a
yeah,
rumor on Twitter today that was from Scream 3, which I don't remember very much, but Sydney's half brother plays he was the ghost face in that movie. He's also rumored to come back, I think. Not officially, but rumored. Um so I don't know. We might have like 15 old ghost face come back. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, somehow, who knows? But yeah, exciting stuff. I don't even know when that movie's supposed to come out, but we love the Scream movies, so I know we'll be excited for that. It'll probably be sometime next year if I had to guess. So, um, exciting stuff there. Another franchise. I can call it a franchise now because we're getting a third one that we've talked about a little bit on this podcast, even reviewed the newest one. It was also announced today that Den of Thieves 3 is in the works. Let's go. Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr. coming back. I guess the second one did well, made some good money, and people are loving it and asking for more. And I remember, it ended on a cliffhanger, and we talked about that, like, what the next one could be about. So, huge, huge, considering we just talked about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that they so like remember talked about the first one. We definitely think that the second one is better. I think we both agreed that the second one was better than the first. Um,
Yeah, at least the heist part for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. So hey, maybe they're learning, and I don't know how much money it made at the box office, but it definitely gave an ending to where okay, if they didn't bring another one, you're satisfied, but they could also bring another one with the ending. So it was like you could do either or. I didn't think you had to do a sequel, or it definitely ended there. You kind of get what I'm saying? Um, what?
Kylo.
Oh, Kylo. Kylo agrees. But yeah, you could go either way with it. And hey, look, it was obviously more successful, like critics wise. It was more successful. I think people were like the second one better than the first one. So hey, why not do the third one? You get the main two characters back, and we'll see where they go from there.
Yep. Yep. Cool stuff.
While Cole's away, um, yeah, Dinner Thieves 2 was like, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure it'll come on something to where like you can watch it. But I think it's better than the first one. I think Dinner Thieves 2 did well. They kind of, I think they learned from their mistakes, kind of, okay, we're gonna do a tad more character building than the first one. And that kind of made you like O'Shea's character and Gerard Butler's character a little bit more. So I think that's why it was a little bit more successful. And again, like you're doing the third movie, just keep building off that. They obviously are going to be friends. I mean, they like each other, they like respect each other, like all of that.
It's like a Brian O'Connor and Dominic Toretto
Yeah,
like kind of relationship, you know?
yeah. So I mean,
I'm
just
telling you,
grow.
man, this franchise reminds me so much of the Fast movies. I feel like it's kind of starting to go in that direction. I'm curious to see like how ridiculous they start going. Obviously, I don't think they're going to space,
We don't need
but
10.
I mean, who knows? People seem to like them and they're making more. So,
Dinner Thieves 8 coming 2034.
yeah. Yeah, and I bet this one will probably be a quicker turnaround because I think it was like a 7 year gap from the first one to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one. So
Which is crazy to say because you think of 2018, we have to say that's 7 years ago now. That's absurd.
we're
So
old, man. We're old. Um, yeah. So yeah, definitely excited for that. I'm trying to pull up the info about this next topic. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So it was announced. Really weird, like announcement, kind of like didn't give much away. Um, but it was announced, I think yesterday, that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be leading M. Night Shyamalan's next movie, and it's described as like a psychological romantic thriller, something like that. And apparently Nicholas Sparks had a hand in writing the story. Um, I mean, what? I mean, it'll probably be cool. I mean, that's two very different like people. Like he's a love story novelist, and M. Night Shyamalan is just M. Night Shyamalan. So like it's a very weird combo. When I saw that come across my newsfeed, I was like, "What? What is this?"
is Nicholas Sparks the one who wrote The Fault in Our Stars?
No,
Oh, who's that?
I think his name's like Jeff Green or something.
Oh, okay.
Nicholas
Well, they're the
Sparks did
same
like
person.
he did like The Notebook, those like that stuff.
M. Night Shyamalan meets The Notebook.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I mean, okay. Um, yeah, I you're asking me to give an opinion on this, and we know zero about
We'd
it.
have no info
I
other than
mean,
that. I mean, hey, we love Jake Gyllenhaal.
we do.
You know, we like, I wouldn't say love. We like a lot of M. Night's movies.
We
Some of
respect
them
M.
are
Night Shyamalan.
horrible, and then some of them are awesome. So, like, what was his last one? Trap?
Yeah.
Did you even see Trap?
No.
I was not huge on Trap.
Okay.
But Knock at the Cabin was cool. Obviously, like Split's probably his best one. Glass is
Mhm.
cool. Um, so yeah, I don't really have much to say there, but hey, M. Night Shyamalan's next movie, Jake Gyllenhaal romantic thriller with Nicholas Sparks. Let's get it. I'm excited.
No
So
idea, dude. I don't even know what to like make about it. Like I'm kind of sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even know. Also, M. Night Shyamalan, Sixth Sense, also did that. You said Knock at the Cabin, Glass, The Visit, Signs. So I mean, he's got some bangers in there. And he
Oh yeah,
has
for
some,
sure.
you know, not so we're just gonna. I mean, until we see a trailer, like I'm not even gonna say anything about this. I'll probably forget about this until the trailer comes out.
Yeah, and we'll be like, oh, yeah, that thing.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. And another thing, this is another weird one that ran across my Twitter feed today.
See, I didn't see this.
Out of nowhere, apparently Nolan has another movie in works. Christopher Nolan has another movie in the works, not The Odyssey. Um, what is this one called? Uh, it's called Die Early. Christopher Nolan movie with Robert Downey Jr. and it's described as a small scale, mind-bending thriller. Starts filming next year. This is just completely out of left field, I feel like. I haven't seen a whole bunch of news, like big news pages on Twitter say stuff about it, but a couple that like I've been following forever that usually seem to be accurate, like are saying this is a thing. Maybe it just hasn't been widely announced yet, but if it is happening, then I mean, I guess that's sick, you know? I feel like I think they're going to be filming the Odyssey here soon or this year, right? So, obviously, like, he could start filming another movie next year, theoretically. So,
I mean, and it could
uh,
be at any point. It could be of like October of next year, so at the very end. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, last time we saw RDJ in the Nolan film, he literally stole the show. So
yeah.
um yeah, now he gets to be a lead, which kind of makes you think, why the hell does Matt Damon not get a lead in a Nolan film? But here we are. Nah, I did not see this today. So when you sent it, I had not seen it yet. So I'm interested.
Hey, anything Mr. Nolan can do, and
You know what's hilarious though
a
is he's gonna
small
go from
scale,
the
mind-bending thriller, like
you
that's what it
say
was described as.
small scale or whatever. The Odyssey is however $260 million or something.
Yeah,
So he just said screw that. The next movie I'll do is going to cost
a cheap one.
this much. Yeah, he can do it
Yeah,
though.
I mean, he can do it all. I imagine it's going to be just as good as the Odyssey.
Hmm.
The money doesn't really matter with him. He's just going to make a banger movie. So,
Yeah,
uh, cool stuff. We're big Nolan stands on this pod. So, yeah, excited for that. Um, all right. So we're recording this on Thursday, and on Thursdays, new episodes of Severance drop. So actually, right before we started filming this, I was able to watch the new episode of Severance, episode 3 of the new season. I know you have not watched it, so I'm not going to give anything away, but I will say that it might be the strangest episode of the show thus far, and it had probably the most probably the most insane ending to an episode in the show so far. Other than maybe like the finale, of season 1. It ends in a way and you're just like speechless.
great.
Very, very weird episode. The ending is awesome. I instantly went to Twitter and everyone was talking about it. So, yeah, very confusing. Gave me so many more questions. Um, I will say you spend a little more time with one character in the show that you haven't really spent too much time with, which is pretty cool. Uh, so yeah, no, great episode. You need to watch it ASAP.
I'm gonna try and watch it tonight. I got a pack to go out of town. So hopefully after we get this done and I get everything set up, maybe after I like get packed and everything, sit down and watch it real quick. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, great new episode. I have so many questions, but I guess we'll just have to see.
I
We'll
don't
just have to
like
see.
these episodes keep raising more questions. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, stop it.
yeah, like a lot.
I'm gonna have to not look at Twitter until I watch it because I mean, ever since I started watching it, dude, my Twitter has just been straight severance.
Yeah,
So
no,
now I'm
I
nervous.
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
would
try to
say
stay
like
away.
half of my Twitter is Severance, and the other half is just like sports.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Severance is great. Hurry up and watch it. and then next week we can talk about episode 4. So,
Yeah.
yep,
Like I said, I'm gonna watch it tonight. And then yeah, we probably will talk about episode 4 on the next podcast.
yep.
I mean,
All
I can
right.
leave and come back if you want to talk about it.
No, it's
I'll just
fine.
cover my ears.
No, man, you got to edit the video later.
Oh yeah, true. All right, so we actually have a movie review this week. We skipped last week. Wasn't anything like crazy that we both wanted to see. This week, however, we actually went ahead and saw it. Like Cole said, we're recording this on Thursday night. We're getting it out. It will be Friday when you guys see it. And we saw Companion with Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. And obviously we'll get into our thoughts. Initial reaction was like I was thoroughly impressed. Cole, what would you have to say?
Yeah, no, same here. Definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, it's from the makers. I don't know if you said it, but it's from the makers of Barbarian that
Oh,
came out a couple years ago. Um, and Barbarian, like as you know, and anyone who's watched it knows, like was a very like twisty, turny, you didn't entirely know what was going on kind of movie. And this movie was like teased to be like similar in that aspect, and it definitely was. It was just a different kind of story,
mm-hmm.
but definitely like some cool twists and stuff that you might not see coming. And uh, yeah, no, I also had a great time at the theater. My theater, I don't know how yours was, but mine was like dang near sold out. Um, so like the theater was very like animated and like energetic
Ah,
about it. And as I'm sure we'll talk about, like it was very funny movie. So, a lot of people laughing and clapping and stuff. So
including me, there were 3 people in my theater.
I don't understand, bro. How are what, I mean, do people just hate going to your theater?
Well, now to be fair, I did see it on a Thursday at 3 p.m. So that's probably why there wasn't a lot of people. But I mean, for a new movie that I mean, if you don't know, the reviews are like very, very high on this movie. And we'll get to our review in just a second, but like, yeah, only 3 people saw it. The 3 people that I mean, I laughed out loud a couple times. I know that I heard like people, the other 2 guys in the theater. It was just three. It was three. It was
Three
three
single
guys
guys
by
by themselves.
themselves. So it was me and a couple middle-aged guys. So like we were all just chilling, vibing.
Yeah. Nah, nah. My theater was packed. I think it definitely added to the experience, but Um, yeah, so we can kind of jump into it. So like the trailer, the very first trailer that came out for this, like a couple months ago, hardly gave like anything away, like at all. It was just like from the makers of Barbarian and The Notebook, its companion, and then like the only shot you get is like her with her arm out on
Mhm.
fire. That's really like and her like handcuffed to the table or whatever.
Yep.
That's all you got, and you're just like what?
Yep.
And then literally just like a month ago, if not just a couple weeks ago, we got the second trailer, which kind of gave a lot more of it away. Um, so you basically find out that Sophie Thatcher's character is an AI bot, is a robot. Kind of like it's joked about in the movie, which honestly is pretty much what she is. She's like basically a sex bot for Jack Quaid's character, but she does not know it. She figures it out during the movie, and then chaos ensues. But yeah, so yeah, that trailer came out a couple weeks ago, and now here the movie is. And I know that we both saw it like before the official like premiere release date, but I feel like, give it the weekend, I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking about this movie, kind of
Hmm.
similar to how Barbarian was. Like
Yeah.
I remember seeing Barbarian opening weekend, and everybody was talking about it. So I think this movie's definitely going to have that similar reaction.
Yeah. Let's just get right into it. Yeah, Cole nailed the premise, which I thought was very interesting when I saw the second trailer, which gave more away. Very interesting, like how they were going to incorporate, like, it's different for like a lot of these movies where the robot finally finds out that they're a robot. Like, how would you incorporate that? And to find out, I mean, these are spoilers, right? We might as well. I mean, all right. So, like, what we find out is that this is a whole coup for Jack Quaid's character and Kat, who is one of his friends. is basically like setting up to steal money from Kat's boyfriend, who is, an older Russian dude or whatever. And there's another couple that we get there. And I don't even remember. His name was sort of, what is his name?
I
Patrick is the AI
Patrick.
bot. Who is, I want to say it's like Greg or J. I don't remember. It starts with a
There-
G, I thought.
There's another couple.
Yeah. So what we find out is that he was not aware of it, and that when they're explaining kind of the whole part of the heist, like this is what we made Sophie's character do or Iris do, and when they're talking, they're acting like it's being split three ways, and that's when we find out that Patrick is another AI bot.
I saw that kind of coming. That was like
Well,
I feel like that was like the biggest twist of the movie, kind
no,
of.
I knew one of them had to be. It was weird the way like they were kind of acting. I thought it was going to be the other dude personally, is what I thought.
The bigger
But
guy.
because I mean, he had to like, so I guess it just tells you how real the bots are supposed to be. Because he had like tattoos, he had I think earrings, and like I just thought it was gonna be him. But yeah, to go down that way, like, and I will say this like right off the bat, Sophie Thatcher was really really good in this movie. Like, you really believe that she is hurt and she like doesn't understand why Jack would be doing this. She's very hurt about him basically telling her she's a robot and that he can control her and stuff like that. And it almost feels like, and I'm sure this is like the premise of the movie or whatever, but like if you can feel her trying to become more human as the movie goes on. She starts to feel things and stuff like that. And I just think she did such a great job. Like, and it's just little things like little like way she talked or the way she moved a certain way or something like that that she did really good and it was very believable. Jack Quaid, I think, was the kind of like, dude, you like his character at first, or you kind of like his character at first, and then you're like, this dude is a POS. Like, he sucks in the way he's
Yeah, dude
using
he can
Sophie.
kind of act.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid, I think we're learning. Obviously, in The Boys, like he's in The Boys, which is a hugely successful show, but like he's not really the standout of that show. And then we get him in Oppenheimer a little bit. Not to diss his performance because that's a great movie, but like he's just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing super important. And then I feel like the first time we kind of got to see him like have fun in a different kind of role was in Scream 5.
Right.
That came out a couple years ago.
Yep.
Same situation as this. He starts out as a guy you like and you're kind of rooting for. Then you find out, he's messed up in the
Yep.
head. So yeah, he can play like he played a serial killer in Scream, but here he played like a good like psychopath.
Yeah.
You could
And
definitely tell that he was like kind of an incel, lonely, and just like
yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
a robot for
Yeah.
sex and
Yeah.
things. Um, and he made it believable. And then he kind of goes like full psycho at the end and like really aggressive, which I thought he did a great job as. And like you said about Sophie Thatcher, yeah, nah, she was great. The whole supporting cast was great. I know it wasn't a
Yeah.
very big cast, but
No.
the two other friends and then Kat, the Russian guy, he wasn't really in it too much, but everyone delivered a good performance. And obviously, in a movie like this, like a lot of people die in a lot of weird ways, and I feel like a lot of the deaths were like super. Some of them were very unique. Some of them were like very like fulfilling. Like it's like yes.
Yeah.
Um,
The one at the end and the one liner at the end is very like, I loved it. And people will say like, oh, that's a cheesy one liner or whatever. I thought it was cool. I like how she she said it, and I thought it was perfect or whatever. And it was a very cool way because they showed the tool multiple times throughout the movie. And you were probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking, like, how is
what
that
was
going to
the
be?
one liner again?
It was what is his name in the movie? I'm so bad. I just Jack Quaid. I know her name was Iris, but she basically looked at him and said his name and said, "Go to sleep," and then jabbed it. Yeah, fire. And I knew the tool was going to be used eventually. I was like waiting for it,
That was
and then
wild.
finally
It
it was
just kept.
used.
It would just slowly
Ugh,
drill and suck the hole out of his
yeah,
head.
that was nuts. No, I thought the chemistry was there. I thought they did a really good job, and I was impressed, man. I don't. I know you're very high on Barbarian. I like Barbarian. I think it's very unique, and I do like the unique style horror movies like that or like that, which almost make you go, "What the heck just happened?" Or what is that for? But I was thoroughly impressed with this one. I have praise for it, man. I thought it was like I like the premise of the AI bot like almost becoming human, but like not in the way she probably intended. Like she had to get it basically rip the band-aid off. And Jack Quaid is almost like an abusive boyfriend in this thing, but like he doesn't really like he doesn't really care about her well-being. Like because all the time they try to make the robots more human and you sympathize with them, but like throughout this movie, like how he's treating her, you're like rooting for her character the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, so well, like when I was thinking about like what to compare this movie to for just because it's from the makers of Barbarian, like that's like where my mind goes to. But like you said, like we're getting a lot. I feel like the last like 2 years, we've gotten a lot of really good, unique, different horror mo movies, which I'm stoked for. I feel like, maybe while we were in college and like high school, it's just a lot of the same stuff, just told in different ways. But like we're really getting a lot of weird, different, unique movies with, you got the X trilogy, the Smile movies, um, movies like, I mean, Alien to like a sci-fi horror, um,
The
The
substance.
Substance. Did I say The Substance? That movie is insane. So really like weird, kind of mind-bending, different takes on horror. And I think Barbarian was one of those kind of help leading that charge because that came out like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
Um,
I can tell you right now, actually.
so yeah. And I remember Barbarian is, from what I can remember, other than just when I was a little kid, Barbarian is the only movie that I have gone into completely blind with no trailer, no info, nothing. Went
22
into that
was
movie completely blind. I didn't even read a subplot. Somebody just invited me that night. Um, and I went and I absolutely loved it. So, there's a lot of like AI bot movies and robot movies, I feel like coming out, but this one was definitely very unique. Um, I don't think it was like top tier, horror, psychological, whatever. I thought it was much more of like a comedy movie than it was a thriller. It was really funny, bro. Like
no,
my
I
theater was
agree.
dying
I
laughing.
agree. I laughed. I don't know what you would classify it. I don't think it's in the horror genre. There's not really anything scary about the movie. I could see like a thriller, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what you would classify. It kind of turns into like a slasher type movie because there's just death after death after death.
I feel like thriller,
Like
horror, slasher, like that all
comedy
kind of.
slasher, something like that. No, man, I've really enjoyed this movie. Like you said, I laughed out loud multiple times. Um, there were a couple twists that you can see coming, and then there's a couple where you're like, oh dang, like that's actually a cool little. Like I thought the whole thing where they actually did it on purpose, like because I know that it almost felt like she was very defensive and like she knew people didn't like her, and you're wondering how the pocket knife got in her freaking pocket, like what the heck? Because it's just like little things like that, and them finding out, he did it on purpose and he did it, and he's gonna. I don't know, man. I just
It was all
like twists
planned.
like that, like.
Yeah.
And she's becoming more human now that she told her you turn your intelligence all the way up, kind of deal, which is like the one with I don't even remember her name. Lucy, that movie, a long time ago. Um,
It was Scarlett Johansson, I think, right?
yeah, Scarlet. So like where she's getting to use like all the portions of her, and he just keeps like it's your programming, it's your programming, it's your programming, and like really trying to like belittle her, but at the same time, like she feels like she is human. Same thing with Patrick. Like Patrick gets rebooted and he remembers, whatever his name is, Jeff Gray. I don't know his freaking name. I really am upset that I don't remember his name. Um, but yeah, when he remembers and stuff like that, and I don't know, man. Like even with the part where he's like pulled a trigger, and I was like, she's not gonna pull the trigger. Like there's no way. and it just like
I don't know where you're getting Greg from. His name is Eli.
Eli. Okay, what's his real name?
Harvey.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from. But anyways, Eli. Sorry, Eli. But yeah, even the part where she like shoots herself in the head or whatever, like, and it ends up helping her. Uh, yeah, man, I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm a little reversed than you are in regards to, like, this and Barbarian. I think I enjoyed Barbarian more. I think that gets more of like I would get much more higher ranking from me. I would give that like a 9 or above. Really, really enjoyed Companion. Definitely go see it. It's the best movie in theaters right now. Everyone should go see it. My gut reaction walking out of the theater that I gave in my little 1 minute review, and I'm gonna stick with it for now, is an 8.0. I gave it an 8.0 out of 10, 4 stars on Letterboxd. Like, felt good about that. I think it's a fantastic movie. I had a whole lot of fun at the theaters. I just think that a lot of other horror movies that I've seen in the last couple years, I know this isn't a horror, it's different. It's hard. Thrillers, horrors, slashers, like they all kind of blend together, I feel like a little bit. But I'm comparing it to other like horror thriller movies that have come out in the last couple years, like X and Pearl and Max Singing. Those are like slasher movies. And then you got like pure horror movies like Smile and Smile 2, and then weird thrillers like The Substance and Barbarian's more of a kind of a horror movie, but still a mystery as well. So I think in regards to like all the recent really good horror thriller stuff we've gotten over the past couple of years, it's not like in that upper tier of like, above a 9, but still an 8 like is a great score. 4 stars out of 5 is like a great score. I still very much enjoyed it. Yeah, I think everyone should go see it. What about you?
Um, So on Letterbox, I gave it a 4.5 stars. Pretty high, pretty high. I sat there and thought about it a little bit, kind of like the way it was told and the story itself and how they brought the story, like, and how good was it and how the acting was. My 1 minute car review, I gave it an 8.7, and I'm gonna stick with that, which will round up to a 9 because 4.5 stars. An 8.7 I feel very, very good about. I really, and Cole knows, like, if you like, it has to be a very good story for me to like really like the movie. If it's a lot about romance, you know that. Like, I don't like a lot of romance movies. And however, this is not like a typical romance movie. It obviously has romance elements of it. So I was like, all right, well, how do we get her to turn on Jack Quaid? How do we get her to feel like a human? How do we get all that? Sophie Thatcher literally is incredible in this movie. I think she does such a good job. Jack Quaid is great as the toxic boyfriend type deal. And he goes psycho and he does very good. He did it in Scream. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 8.7. Companion is very, very good. And if you have not seen it, or if you haven't planned on seeing it, I'm recommending it. Go see it. I'm being for
Yeah,
real.
no, it is. It's the best movie of the year so far. Obviously, it's still super early, but best movie of the month, for sure. Like I instantly put it at 1 for now. And I think it's gonna be in my probably like top, depending on how many we see, but it'll probably be in my top like 15 or 20 on the
Yeah,
year.
absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, no, great movie, a lot of fun. Go see it. I feel like with January movies, we don't get a lot of cool stuff sometimes in January's.
Right.
It's just kind of like dead time, but definitely very, very good for a January release.
Yeah.
For a movie that we literally just got like the first real trailer for it, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So nah, 8.0 and 8.7 are two great scores. We both obviously very much enjoyed it. Um, yeah, yeah. And obviously, like with these scores, it's hard to give a movie a rating. I feel like this early in the year when you don't have much to compare it to.
Right. Right.
Um, So, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, my scores, like, once we get further in the year, my scores for certain movies might fluctuate a little bit.
Yeah,
Not
these
that I
are
like
these are
point to.
these are our first reaction to the movie. Like, we literally came up with it. Like, when we did our 1 minute car reviews, that is immediately after the movie, immediate scores. And obviously, like, if that with nowadays the movie is going to be on a streaming service at some point. So when we rewatch it again, we might feel a little bit differently about it. And then of course, like we'll do our top 10 movies of the year at the end of the year and stuff like that. So like, like it could change. But immediate reaction and 8.0 for Cole, 8.7 for me. Like I'm definitely watching it again when it's on a streaming service.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. And that's a movie I want to like watch with people that haven't seen it yet
Yeah.
and see their
And Jack,
reaction.
hey, to be fair, I mean, we'll see Jack Quaid again very soon in Novocaine, so we'll get to see him. I mean, if he puts on a little bit of a run, man, we'll
Hey,
be talking about him.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
But
we both really enjoyed Companion. Go see it. Not entirely sure what we're gonna review next week.
there's a
We're
couple
both going
movies.
out of town this weekend. That's why we're recording this so early. Um, and then I don't really even know what comes out next weekend, but
Hard
then
Eyes and Love Hurts, I think, both come out next week. So
we can
two
figure it out.
Valentine's Day slashers, man.
Yeah. Um,
Love that.
we can we can work on that and figure it out. But we'll definitely next episode will be probably recording it after the Super Bowl, if I had to guess, because uh, our episodes drop on Mondays, and the next one will be the Monday after Super Bowl. So we'll have a whole lot of trailers to talk about for sure. We're getting
I
for
have to
like
be following the
Fantastic
Twitter.
Four, more Thunderbolts,
Mission
Jurassic
Impossible,
World, Mission Impossible, among a bunch of others. So
everything, literally.
if we don't have a movie next time, we'll definitely have a lot of trailers to react to, and probably some news over the course of next week too, if I had to guess. So
We also,
yeah,
I might, is the Grammys this weekend? I know we
I
don't
don't know
talk
when the
music.
Grammys are. They're coming up.
But I think the Grammys are this weekend. So I know we
What
don't
does
talk
that have to do with
music,
anything?
but
So they're on Sunday.
okay. Well, we don't talk music, but
Hey,
I will say this real quick, and then we'll get back to like the next segment or whatever, or the last segment. Like album of the year, record of the year, song of the year, they're stacked, in my opinion. They're
I need to
stacked.
go look. I haven't really looked at any
They're
of the noms.
stacked.
No, we'll be watching for sure. But yeah, so that's our companion talk. Got some exciting stuff for the next pod. Other than companion, you have you been watching anything new good this week?
I have downloaded on Netflix because I have to be on a flight tomorrow. Downloaded a couple movies, but there was a show that I wanted to rewatch and hopefully get caught up to. Um, and I watched the first season, I didn't think it was anything special, but now everything I see about it is like the greatest thing ever. So I'm going to be trying to finish Stranger Things before Stranger Things season 5
Oh
comes out.
boy.
I know that's a whole ordeal and a whole like take. But yeah, I downloaded the first. I'm gonna rewatch first season just because I don't remember it much, but I remember like it getting a lot of hype, and I wasn't very high on it. So I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah.
And I'll just let you know where I go from there. Also, hopefully next week I can get to either one of two, either Hard Eyes or Love Hurts. If I had to pick, I'm gonna do Love Hurts because that's Ke Huy Quan, and I want to see every movie he's in. Um, but Love Hurts with Olivia Holt. So, or Hard Eyes, sorry, Hard Eyes with Olivia Holt.
Oh yeah. Hometown hero.
Hometown hero.
Hometown hero. Yeah. So since we recorded the last pod, I finished Skeleton Crew, the new Star Wars show. A lot of fun. Uh, a lot of the comps to like the Goonies, but Star Wars is kind of fair. Uh, I don't think it's too much like the Goonies. It's just a story about a bunch of kids that go on a little adventure, and
Thumbs up or thumbs
there's
down?
there's pirates and treasure. I give it a thumbs up. I
Nice,
think it's the perfect type of like whimsical, adventure that
nice.
Star Wars can be without being connected to everything else.
Maybe
It's
I'll
not,
download
there's
that.
like no talk about anything. There's no talk about any characters in
Which
it.
is which is what Star Wars needs, but that's a whole nother
Yes.
topic.
Um, there's some super cool stuff in this show. It's kind of piratey. So if you like pirate stuff and like treasure hunting, it's pretty cool. Um, I enjoyed it. It's definitely more of a show for kids. It's not as like serious and dark as like Mandalorian or Ahsoka. It's definitely more of a kid's show, but really good. I enjoyed it. I
Sometimes you
think you
need
should watch.
that
I
though.
know I
Sometimes
know
it's
you
just
probably are scarred after watching that the Acolyte, but which I still never even watched. But yeah,
I watch.
Skeleton
I
Crew was
see.
good.
The problem is I watch everything Star Wars because that's my
Yeah,
thing.
I'll probably watch Acolyte at some point, but
You don't have
uh,
to.
so yeah, I finished Skeleton Crew, and then I actually just started up Daredevil again. I'm 3 or 4 episodes into Daredevil. Um, my goal is to finish the show before the new season, and my God, I forgot how freaking elite that show is, bro. I've only watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and they were just like I don't think I realized. I mean, because when the first season came out, what we were like 14 or 15.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think we really appreciated how freaking good, bro. It's so good. The acting is so good from the first episode. The fighting and fight sequences are unbelievable. Better than
Was that
most
the
everything.
was that the first Marvel Netflix series?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. I mean, I probably need to watch it before the new season of Daredevil comes out. Um, the problem is like with bringing stuff like that back, like, but to I mean, look, I love Daredevil on Netflix and when it was coming out, and I mean, we saw what I did with Severance. Maybe I can just sit down and just knock it out.
I don't know. That's a lot. It's they're
Three
like
seasons, though.
there's like 40 episodes and they're an hour each. I kind of forgot they were that long, but I'm definitely gonna finish it before then. So
Yeah.
um, yeah. But Stranger Things, hey, that's quite the undertaking too. I will say, I know you said you weren't huge on the first season. Um, the second season is probably the worst season of the four. So you're gonna have to tough through that. But I promise you, seasons 3 and 4 are like next level.
That's what I've heard.
So yeah, no, cool. I didn't even know that was like on your agenda.
Yeah, I saw some things about the fifth season, and I've just heard so many good things about, like you said, season three and four. Um, it's going to be a project, but I
Hey, and
mean,
it probably won't even come out till I bet like
I got
probably
time. I
winter
got time.
time.
I got
It'll be
time.
fall or winter, I feel like. So
So I can do that, or maybe I can, with the flight and everything, I could probably finish Skeleton Crew tomorrow. I have so much waiting
quick
around.
watch. They're all like they're only like 30-minute
Yeah, I have
episodes.
I have like a 2.5 hour layover tomorrow, so I can finish it on like the first flight in the layover and be done.
Nice. Yeah,
So
no, I think you enjoyed it. It's fun. Um, but yeah, I didn't really watch anything else this week. I finished Skeleton Crew, and then Daredevil kind of takes a lot of time because they're an hour each. But yeah, like we said, don't know if there'll be a movie review on the next pod, but definitely tons of trailer reactions. It's a big Super Bowl, like instant reaction. I'm excited to talk about that and like see what all new stuff we get. It's always uh, obviously we love sports and we love the Super Bowl, but we love movies too. So we always look forward to the trailers, the new movie trailers on Super Bowl Sunday. So definitely excited to talk about those. Honestly, that's the only thing I'm excited about other than Kendrick because screw the Chiefs and screw the Eagles. So
come on, I'm a big Saquon guy. I will say that yeah, Kendrick Huge nominated for a lot of Grammys, a lot of Grammys. So
dun dun dun.
I mean, but yeah, I'm with you. You got to be following the Twitter. We will be updating every time we see a trailer. I mean, we will just be lighting it up on Super Bowl Sunday, and then hopefully when I get back, you get back, we can knock out the pod, talk about the trailers, which it might be a trailer only podcast. Like I said, though, I'm gonna try to get to a movie. I know you're pretty freaking busy that whole weekend with your Friday schedule, and then you have Sunday as well. So I mean, if
We'll
I can
figure it out.
quickly talk about one. Obviously, we'll talk about the next episode, Severance, and then we'll just go from there.
Hell yeah, brother.
If you
Well,
haven't
yeah,
already,
thank you all for tuning in. Episode 6 coming soon. Just be excited. Give us a like, give us some comments, some subs, all the things. We're trying to work on some new short form content as well, so show that some stuff, some love if you can. And yeah, Thank y'all for all tuning in, and we will talk to you next week.
Peace out, y'all.